So last time we talked about how we can use a learner-centered template, to redesign our course syllabus. So today we're going to talk about how do we conduct curriculum mapping for the course design, which is the next step after we have redesigned our syllabus, right? Um, so let me see. Okay. I always, because I only have one screen, so sometimes I really want to see everybody's face. Okay, so today as you see that we are the second online course redesign workshop, instruction design for distance learning, and then the future two topics are also listed here. But the highlighted one with the bold font is what we're talking today. So these are the objectives. I'm not going through this because we all can read. And another good news is that let me demonstrate very quickly, get out of this window. So you all can see me, the screen very clearly, right? I assume. So when you log on to Canvas, and you can find it's called the ITLE FLC Faculty Learning Community Technology Enhanced Education, which is a course shell and some faculty learning community program that Dr. Malhotra did back in 2019, the summer of 2019. So on top of that, I added something to this course. So when you click on home, and this is a brief introduction of what we do, and then you can click on modules on the left. Let me get out of this, get the student view. Okay, so you can click on the modules. And these are all the instructional design workshops that we have offered in fall 2020, and then coming down here is the spring 2021. So all these hyperlinks go to the PowerPoint file, which has been converted to a PDF, and then there are recordings there as well. For if you have colleagues who have conflict of scheduling cannot participate, please encourage them to complete these recordings and then complete the workshop evaluation, the feedback form, so that we can keep their names in the record, and then we can offer the certificate. But I personally think that if their time schedule does allow, it's more beneficial to attend the live session, because we all faculty can come and talk about the topic. So let me get back to this PowerPoint. Okay, so um, again, the same thing I would suggest is that you request the course shell in Canvas and then copy existing course over into the shell without student data, and then make some changes in the shell after the workshops. So do very little things, baby step each time. I think in the long run, you will see how much you have done. It's a very nice, way of how we can take the next step after the workshop. So the signature outline, the why, the what, and the how. And I will make the why very, very short. So why do we need to have a map, right, for the course? So now I think about what is the purpose of having a map? What is a map to you? If you want to share your insight in the chat, please feel free. So to me, a map is a guide, the big picture, and then how things are related, right? And so what is a curriculum course mapping? As you can see on the screen right here, that we can see the modules, or you may have unit, or it may have each week the topics, and then the green column, the dark green column, that you have module or weekly objectives, and then you have the third column, the teal, maybe I think the blue, and then as learning materials, and then you have activities on the fourth column, and the purple, the column which has the assessment, you have everything lined out, so laid out for you, sorry. So this is the mapping for that, what it does for you. So why do we need that, right? So it tells you how your course components are related to each other, and then how they support objectives. So the next thing is, how do we start? So the number one is open the syllabus. After we have redesigned using the template last time, we're definitely going back to that syllabus, and we can choose the mapping template. So let me send you the chat and send you a file. And I figured out what happened the last time about why I cannot share a file, because when I open, one second, when I open a file and then I share at the same time, and it does not allow me to do. So spring 2020 curriculum mapping, and then the this one. Okay. So I just shared a mapping document for you. Let me get back to the PowerPoint. So we're going to open our syllabus and choose a mapping template, and then we'll start mapping. So after you have used these, choose one template, or you can design around based on these templates, and develop your own. So after you have done the initial mapping, what does it look like? We just see an example. Here's another example that using one template, you can see that we have the course level objectives on the very left column, and then you have the module level objectives, materials, and assessment, activities and assessment, right? That number, I think, is the what module level objectives that is specific. For example, like here, looking at the that I'm highlighting here, it says the NMSU library search and find autobiography. So that if you write something here under that number sign, that you are going to identify and specify this learning materials supports which one of these module learning objectives, right? So let me get back to the PowerPoint. And then this is another example that I actually have done. So remember last time we did the, we chose the UC Irvine biostatistics for the group activities in Zoom. And I actually clicked on it again and they took it down. So I was wondering if they have noticed something that we have done. And so, and I have laid out according to that syllabus, I have laid out what their course learning objectives. They have about 4 that I'm highlighting here. And then that is a summer course, so it's quite short. So they have about week 1, week 2, all the way to week 5, and then after that is the finals week. And then what is missing from that initial mapping based on the syllabus, what I noticed that it's missing weekly objectives, and then what that objectives, how it supports the course level objectives. And they have, other things in place as well. So if you are in that situation, I think the next thing for us to work on is the weekly objectives. So let me get back to the how to start. Okay, so this is the how part. So what are the things to do after the initial mapping, right? The first thing is to check solo of the objectives. You might be wondering, what is solo? So, and then we'll talk about right after this. And then the second thing is we're going to check alignment of course components. Like we take care of our cars, we do alignment check periodically. So we also need to do alignment for our course components, especially when we have some new program or course level objectives updated. That might be the critical time to do that. And number 3 is to convert the curriculum mapping into a learner-friendly schedule. And I will show you an example as well. So what is the solo? Let's do that very quickly. So solo, each of these 4 letters stands for that you specific, observable, learner-centered, and outcome-based. And we can actually find an example here. Okay, so this is the same spreadsheet. And on the bottom, you can see that I have 3 tabs: alignment document, learner friendly, and objectives. So let me share with you this with this. Add it. Okay. Copy link. Let me find the chat. So could you please go to visit that link and then see what you can do to fill the blanks? Thank you. I see quite a few. Yeah. So if you want to, so we have about uh, 5 objectives right here, right? No, more than 5. So like this one, student will learn how to develop a well-designed argument. And if you want to take that one and then work on it. Yeah, I see someone is working on it right now. So, okay, so according to that specific criteria, right? Here's the specific on so what does specific mean? So does learning objective provide enough detail or context for a student to determine when it is met? So if you think that students will learn how to develop a well-designed argument meets that specific criteria, and then you put an X in it, okay? And oh, yes or no, sorry. So if yes, then put a Y. And the observable, if it is not observable, then put a no there. So would you want to do try? Can I have some volunteers? Or would you rather work on like a breakout rooms?
So I'm in your document, but mine looks a little different. So I'm
Oh,
wondering, maybe you sent the wrong link?
are you on the bottom? Are you? Oh, okay, you are here, right? Okay, so can you go to the bottom of this document? You can see 3 tabs, right? Alignment document, learner friendly schedule, and then the objectives. Can you click on
Okay.
that objectives? Yeah,
Objectives, got it.
yeah.
And this is according to the stats syllabus from
No,
the
this is completely different. This is just a random objective that I have collected from another document.
Okay, so we're supposed to be comparing it to when we say students will learn how to develop a well-designed argument. What are we saying that about?
Yeah, so that statement is a learning objective. So we're going to see, is it specific and is it observable? Is it learner centered? Is it outcome based? And then
Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
if that statement is really not meeting the criteria, how are you going to revise here? So revise here in this box. So we have 2 taken. So number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay. Anyone is taking number 3 and the number 7? Yeah, you don't have to do everything. Just, maybe just choose one cell, like a learner centered for the first learning objective. Just try once. I think it gets our brain, to work a little bit. Well, nobody's taking that. Let me see. It's number 6. Is it because it's too long?
So that fourth one where it says describe an outcome or product of the instruction,
Uh-huh.
what are we hoping, what are we, can you explain that one a little bit? I'm wondering how that's not, so is that just how it's described? Because didn't we just answer that question, that it was described well from a student point of view?
Yeah. So for example, like these number 3, right? Students will list the 5 ways that the GIS is being used to address real world problems. So when we look at the outcome based that criteria, so we're checking, does this statement help students, will help, well, when students read that statement, do they know that they're going to create some like a product of the instruction, or does the statement of that learning objective, statement describe the outcome or product of the instruction? To me, I think it is, right? It says list of 5 ways, but I may be wrong.
So when we're thinking about a product, we're thinking about something that would be deliverable, so something that we could assess.
Well, depending on your discipline, I think. Oh, finally, number 6 is taken. Okay. So I think that we actually, I think considering the time that we have already exercised how to use the specific observable learner-centered and outcome-based criteria to determine all these objectives to see if they're addressing this. So I'm actually going to share you the answer key to how to revise so that we don't use the time on that. Okay, so here's the answer key. Okay, so let me send you as the chat so that you don't. Okay. So you have the answer key in the chat that I just sent as well. And so this is the first page, right? And then this is the second page. So we can compare to see how it differs from what we have just shared. Do you have any questions? So if not,
this
yes, go ahead.
This key has yes and no. Where's the,
Oh, the second page.
oh, the second page, okay.
Yeah, the second page. So the second page has the answer key. So it also gave you how to rewrite, possibly, but it's not the only way. So if you have different ways, as long as it's meeting these objectives, I think the criteria, like specific, the solo criteria, I think it's totally fine. So what this author has done here is just an example. Okay, so we just played solo. And then I do have another tool that I highly recommend to you, which I have recommended to many other faculty in other institutions, which is the uh, Arizona State University, that they have a project here. Okay, let me copy that, share with you, which is called the Lesson Builder. Okay, so when you click on that link, and it says teach online, and then you scroll it to the bottom, and it shows you the example of learning objectives. And here is the objectives builder tool. So you can click on, I don't know why it says resume, probably I played it before. And then you can click on restart. And then click on the Start Project, and click on Begin. And now you need to specify, choose a cognitive domain, which level that you are going to write your or rewrite your learning objectives. So that's very helpful. And the next one, I also want to bring this to your attention, which is the Bloom's taxonomy is just one of the learning domains. And we also have other, domains, for example, that we have psychomotor domain and we have affective domain, right? So for example, like the dental medicine, I'm sure that the students will need to demonstrate their competency and their skills and knowledge in all these three areas. When the dentists work with a patient, they need to know that a different patient probably have different levels of pain tolerance. And so how do I approach them when I do their crown work or something? I personally have experienced that, so I know from the patient perspective what are my expectation for a good dentist. And then the psychomotor, so it's very procedural. So when we consider writing measurable learning objectives, we need to approach all these three learning domains. So Bloom's taxonomy, which is the cognitive, is well known for the cognitive dimension. It has it's very well established. And there are also two other domains. So getting back to the things to do after mapping, we already talked about. So first we check the solo of the objectives, rewrite the objective, revise, and then what's the next? And then we check alignment of course components. So alignment is like we do for our car alignment. There are two types of alignment to check. Number one is a horizontal, and then the other one is vertical. So I just want to give you a match of the visual match of what does that mean. So this is the vertical, which is course objectives support program outcomes module, weekly unit objectives support course level objectives. So it's very linear and vertical. And then the horizontal is the course activities like each week or each module or each unit support the unit level or weekly level or module level. So give you the other visual here that I hope that it clarifies more about how that alignment works. So I'm probably going to skip this because let me check if we have enough time. And we have various QM standards on alignment. You will see that like the standard number 2 is all about learning objective and competency. From number 2.1 and all the way to 2.5, it talks about the learning objective and the competency and are suited and measurable and observable. And the alignment standards, so there are about 8 general standards in the Quality Matters rubric. And then it talks about from the course overview and introduction from all the way to how we support the learner online, and then how we address accessibility and usability for the course design. So all these standards that you can see, there are some standards like a 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6 that have a star at the end. So these are the alignment standards, meaning that the number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, they need to work together to support number 2, which is learning objectives and competencies. So the next one, for example, like we have some assessment here. The standard, it talks about the types of assessment, either formative or summative, selected measure the stated learning objectives. And we have an example. And this is the course materials example here. So how we show that the course materials support the learning objectives, right? And then this is the learning activities. This is very typical. So for example, that we have the learning objectives that we hope students will be able to deliver a persuasive speech, but the activities in the course is actually about just not include the practice of the skill. It's just the and then students are not given the opportunity to practice how to deliver a persuasive speech. So how can we include that activities to support that learning objective? Maybe we can have students do a like a debate, like an online debate, maybe, or record their videos or something like that. Okay. So then the course technology, we see some examples. I have seen examples before that because sometimes we get very excited about using different technology tools, but then we realize that sometimes the tool really does not support the learning objectives. So for example, that course require viewing video materials, but it may not be clear. You know how the material relate to the learning objectives, right? Sometimes we use technology for the sake of using technology, but not for the sake of meeting the learning objective. Here's an example. I would like you to respond to me, after we have read this. So here is a scenario from an introduction to psychology course. The objective is to summarize the relationships that exist between biology and human behavior. And we have assignment 1 and assignment 2, and then we have graded assignment, and then we have graded discussion formal questions. And then the midterm exam. So let me see. So my question is, can we take out one of the assignment that still make the course, all these alignment work? If you want to jump in and talk, please feel free. So for example, we have all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the midterm exam. Do you think that if we take one of these, will the objectives still be met? Anyone who would like to try?
Sure, I can try, Dr. Wang.
Sorry. Yes, please. Thank you.
So I think that's a complex question because it depends on how the course is set up. So if there are learning objectives in general, no. The answer would be no, because if you remove any assignment, then you would also remove the ability to assess any of the learning objectives that are tied to that assignment. And generally, when, at least in the College of Pharmacy here at CNUCOP, what we do is when we form an assessment, we actually tie it to the learning objectives, and we tag it to Bloom's taxonomy, and we tag it to the learning objectives that are called course learning outcomes. So in general, no. But one could make the larger argument that it depends on how you set up your course and which of the, if it's a very simple learning objective that is covered elsewhere, then maybe it's a little more dispensable. But I must confess, I jumped in the middle of this conversation because I was in a different session. So maybe I missed some context, but those are my 2 cents.
Okay. Yeah, I think thank you so much, Mahota, for sharing your thoughts. Exactly. I think sometimes we cannot just arbitrarily determine that, oh, if we take those out, will that really jeopardize the alignment? So again, it's very contextual. Thank you again for sharing. So I'm going to move on to the next. So the next activity, we earlier talked about things to do after mapping. We talk about check the solo of the objectives and then check the alignment. And then the next one is how to convert the map into a learner-friendly schedule. So this schedule it's highly recommended that you include this schedule in your Canvas course and also in your syllabus as well, because lots of times that students probably will be more interested in knowing this and really read it carefully. instead of reading every single detail in the syllabus. So for example, this is a screenshot of the learner friendly version. So why it is learner friendly version is because it's very clear. It tells you the unit, which week that covers that unit, and the unit content, and then weekly readings, activities, and which activity is graded, right? And then so students really care about these key information. Okay, so I do have, oh, I think I have something that's, here is, 1 second, I have a activity. Okay, please bear me with 1 second. I need to go to the Google Doc. Okay, so that's the activity that we did. Okay, that's good. Okay, yes. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So today I actually made this presentation shorter than usual, less group activities. I used to have the breakout rooms, and then I realized that faculty probably have been from one meeting to, be running from one meeting to the other. I really do not want to overwhelm everyone. So here is this the last slide pretty much. What I'm hoping that what you can do is to help Italy to design more needs-driven workshop, is that I'm going to share with you a workshop evaluation. Okay, so here is the form. Let me send it to you to the chat. Here it is. So if you can do us a favor, could you please visit that form and then give us your input? It doesn't take long. So for example, that it asks you to share with us your email address so that we can send after the spring workshops are offered, probably until I think it's the last one is March. So I think it most likely will be April or May that we'll send out the certificate for completion. So if we can have your email address, that would be wonderful. Please identify the name that you prefer to be included in the certificate, and then what is your college? What is the title of the workshop? For example, today, please choose that second one, conducting curriculum mapping for course alignment. And then please let us know the most helpful topics that you learned today, and then what changes that do you see that to make, oh, sorry, to in your syllabus. Sorry, that should have been, in your course. My apology. And then please list the one topic you hope Italy will offer in the near future. So would you like to share your, after you're done, would you like to share your thoughts for the day?
Actually, I have a question.
Oh, yes, please.
We've been having trouble. We were trying to get IT to help us get a shell. I work at CHS with a couple other faculty, and we've been working with IT to try to get us a shell, and we haven't been successful. Do you have any recommendations on getting us a blank course shell? Can you put in a request, or is there someone that could put in a request for us? We've already put in several requests and aren't getting anywhere.
So, Dr. Clifford, if I could take that question.
Cool.
So that might be a different function from what the ITLE is sort of looking into at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ITLE is really a body to support sort of, general discussions about faculty professional development or instructional design. Specific asks may be better directed, like to specific departments like the IT. Sorry about that.
Okay, all right. It just because we keep talking about getting a course shell, and we're like we can't get one, so it's not, it's hard not to be able to work in it. Okay, all right. Well, thank
I
you.
can, I can see how that can be frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
yeah. The ITLE does not offer specific individual technical help to different colleges.
Okay.
Is there
But
an overall?
sorry to interrupt. Who was just who did I
Sorry,
interrupted? Sorry.
I also had a follow-up question. You had mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that there
Yes.
is a Canvas page for ITLE where you have most of this posted. How do we gain access to that page?
So it's me again. Sorry, sorry, Dr. Wang, I'll have to jump in. Dr. Freed, that's an excellent question. I'm actually working with the IT to develop the ITLE webpage. We have a lot of resources. It's not only the Canvas page that we're very excited about. Dr. Wang is showing that to you at the moment. That Canvas page was actually created about 2 years ago in 2019 when we held our first faculty learning communities. At that time, I was working with the IT at that time. I was told that whoever were CNU faculty at that time were added to that page. So for most faculty who were present in 2019, they should already have access. I have worked closely with Todd this time around as well to continue to add faculty to the Canvas webpage. So that would be one thing. If you've accepted the course, you'll be able to see it. The second answer to your question, second part, I'm working with IT to actually put that Canvas page on the ITLE webpage. We're going to create another place for resources. We're a little strapped because we have one IT personnel who's dedicated to this, and she's helping many colleges at the university. So I promise that within a month or so, we should be able to provide all of these ready access resources. For now, we can add you to the actual page so you can have immediate access to it. So if you could just send in like an email or something, we'll make sure that you're added. I was told that CNE faculty may already be added, Dr. Freed.
Thank you. I was hired this past June, so it may just be that I haven't quite gotten enrolled yet, but I'll send you a direct email. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, we'll help you.
Yeah, but I've been working for them for a couple of years and I don't have one either. So I'll sending an email too.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions about Wang's talk today?
I do have a suggestion, Dr. Clifford, and kind of like a personal suggestion. I actually, because I was not associated with any, affiliated with any institution or companies, between, I think before I joined CNSU. So I was actually trying to build something in Canvas. What I did was actually, I went to the Canvas website. It's called canvas.instructure.com, I think. And anyone can actually have set up a free account there and build a course there. So that may be an alternative to address your needs to build something outside. And I see that as some like alternative, because what you can do is you can build something and then you can export it and then re-import it into whatever, in the future when you do get a course shell, you can just report it, back into the CNU course shell.
So it does transfer over, because that would be my only worry. Okay.
Yeah. And then it's your personal, like a sandbox, right? So you can do anything.
Okay, thank you.
There are other LMS systems also if one wants to, so I probably missed the context of the question. I just want to expand what Dr. Wang has said. So Moodle is there as well. One can build free, if one wants to just look at LMS systems and actually build courses for various purposes, one can also use Moodle. My understanding at CNU, and this may be different for different colleges, is that course Canvas shells, will come from the college administration side, because they're, I believe that that's how it's handled within different colleges. Yeah, just wanted to share that.
Great. Okay, I do have one last activity, which is the brain break activity. I normally do this in the middle of the presentation, but I know that we all wanted to know how to do the course mapping. So I save this for the last because we do have extra time. So can you type the antonym of the following words without thinking? Without thinking. Well, of course we need to think, right? Okay, just say quickly Type as quickly as you can, or you want to say it, that's fine. So what is the antonym of hot?
Cold.
Cool. What's the antonym of near?
Far.
Good. And what's the antonym of this one?
Blunt.
Okay. This one?
Quiet.
Yes.
Machine.
That's a nice try. And what's this one?
Antonym.
Antonym, yeah.
That's what got it. Okay, I think I got you right. It took me a while to figure this out. So yeah, anyway, so just to give you a brain break and then to have a happy closing of the presentation today. Like I said, if you have a colleague or more than one who would like to attend this presentation or the past presentation, the learner centered syllabus, or the ones in the fall that we offered, or the future ones. We had some faculty from medicine, COM last time said, oh, we had a scheduling difficulty and really like to can attend. So I think Dr. Mahota provided good ideas about we can upload the recordings to the Canvas course so that you can access there, and then also you can provide the evaluation feedback there. But if you have already done here, attend the sessions and fill out the Google form, so please don't repeat that. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so I will upload this PPT file to this, and then after I retrieve the recordings, I will do that as well, so that we all get an opportunity to review the content. So thank you again.
I had another idea very quickly, Dr. Clifford. I really wanted to help. So I think another way would be Dr. Wang now has the teacher status for this particular Canvas page for the ITLE. So if you would like to be added, you can also just send her an email and she can add you through the People's tab. That will be maybe faster than going through IT.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, because we all have filled out that evaluation form, right? So I will be able to get your email address. Then I will check that course, the roster, to see if everybody who has provided email address is on the roster. And if not, then I will add you to that roster so that you can just, yeah. So please expect an email if you are not in that course, and then you will receive that I'm invited to be in that course. So thank you.
And so I think people will be added as students because we want to maintain that Canvas course over years so that it becomes a repository for a lot of resources. So for the purposes of building a Canvas course, you may not be able to do that within this particular course, but you will all have access. And within the month, I will post it on, I'll try to work with IT and also post it to the main web page. So if my clock is right, we have about 10 minutes. So I think what I generally do in these cases is I would like to invite anything for discussion. In addition to these technical questions, is there anything else that anyone would like to discuss about the topics Dr. Wang has discussed? So today she talked about alignment. Yes, last time she spoke a little bit about syllabus design. She's also introduced quality matters. We would like to invite a quick discussion among all the faculty. Any challenges you're facing, anything that you'd like to discuss with your peers. Okay, one thing that I definitely would love to hear is, how is everyone coping? There are different people from different colleges here with distance education. I know there are lots of challenges with student attendance, with student engagement. But if you guys are tired and you have another meeting coming up, I understand that as well. So.
Oh, I want to say congratulations to Dr. Islam Mohammed for receiving that national award for the travel.
Thanks so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. It's a collaborative effort. It's a community, as it's been described. Like we all learn from each other, we all support each other, and I think what really made the difference is the collaborative effort that went through the distance learning and online education. So appreciate it, and I'm truly grateful for everything we collaborate on. We learn from each other here, and we do at CNU COP. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.